Good morning, everyone. This is meteorologist Shane Hinton hopping on to our social media platforms in order to give you an updated look at that forecast that we're tracking for you. Most notably, the potential for some wintry precipitation as we head into your Thursday. I'd like you to let me know if you can, in fact, hear me. Want to make sure my microphone's working before we get started in the next couple of moments. So if you're watching this on Facebook, let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from this morning, and we'll get started in just a couple of moments. Okay, I'm seeing a thumbs up from David, so we're going to go ahead and get things started. Hi there, Natalie. Thank you very much, Julie. Okay, Debbie. Okay, Joe, we're going to get into all the details in just a couple of moments. Thank you so much. I'm going to hop on the screen just so I can see all of you. Hey there, everybody. Hope you're having a great day so far. The time is currently 10:36 on your Wednesday, just in case you are watching this in the future. We're going to do more live streams throughout the day as well to give you updated looks on your forecast, but I want to show you kind of what we're tracking at this point. Notice that we did have a newly issued winter storm watch from the National Weather Service. This was issued earlier today, early this morning before our daybreak programming. You can see it doesn't start until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, and it goes until 6 o'clock Friday morning. Now, what are we going to be tracking with this? Well, they didn't really issue this watch to really put everyone like a fearful mode. In fact, they wanted to make everyone aware of the conditions that we're going to be tracking. Okay, most notably the potential for some ice, freezing rain, even yes, some snow flurries as well. Once again, I cannot stress this enough. This is not going to be like last February, you guys, okay? I'm going to be monitoring the comments on Facebook. I know this is going to multiple platforms right now, but I will be monitoring the Facebook comments, trying to address as many questions as I can and that I'm able to answer at this time. We're going to be taking a look at what kind of conditions we can expect, the timeline, and when that cold front will be arriving in central Texas. Enjoy what you have to experience today, at least outdoors, because it's going to get a lot colder for the next several days. Okay, so this is that winter storm watch. It includes a majority of the KVUE viewing area. You can see Mason County and Milam County are not included in it, but a majority of us are. Gusts up to 35 miles per hour will be possible, but I think the most notable things that we're going to be tracking is going to be that cool down and also the potential for some icy conditions, like a nice ice glaze that's going to be over some of our overpasses and bridges, predominantly along and west of I-35. Now, it is worth noting the forecast models not still in agreement in regards to what areas could see the most, if any, ice or accumulation. What I'm going to do during this stream is show you several of the forecast models, what they're agreeing on, what they're not agreeing on, and then show you when we can expect conditions to warm back up. So minimal impacts are expected. This has been issued by the National Weather Service in their forecast discussion earlier this morning, talking about how, yes, we will see some wintry precipitation, or at least are expected to experience some wintry precipitation. That does not mean that we're getting a winter storm breakout. That is not what we're tracking whatsoever. You can see that cold front has successfully pushed through the panhandle, and we are noticing that it's pushing through northern Texas as we speak. A few light showers have been popping up on the radar ahead of it for an upper level disturbance, but our chances for rain will be best later this evening. About 20% chance, in fact, as you make your way towards the east of Austin, well east of Austin, which could be some good news for the Bastrop area as they are continuing to fight to contain that fire out in that region. Notice that as we take a look on the satellite radar, just a little bit of light drizzle to our north. I don't think all this rain is even making it to the surface. Earlier on Doppler radar, very little of it was I seeing getting picked up. Notice it is a warm start to the day. We're talking 60s across the board except for LaGrange, sitting at 71 degrees out there, 68 at Camp Mabry, and 67 out in Bastrop. It's cooler out there in the hill country. They didn't have as much cloud coverage as much as we're tracking in the I-35 corridor and out east today. Let's take a look at first today's forecast, when we can expect the front to arrive, and then when the cooler air builds in. So this afternoon, we can expect a little bit of sunshine to start making its way into the area. That will allow our temperatures to climb into the upper 70s, so well above the average of 63 degrees. Notice that that front arrives around dinner time. This will spark up about a 20% chance for isolated showers and storms to the east. There is no severe weather threat in regards to the storms this evening for the KVUE viewing area. The highest severe potential is actually well to the east of us. Temperatures will take a sharp dive overnight tonight. Let's start with what we're tracking for the rest of the day. A few isolated drizzle spots might be possible. Notice as we go throughout the afternoon, clouds break apart a little bit. Then we head towards the dinner time hours, and then you can see that those high resolution forecast models really want to ramp up that shower and storm potential after it pushes through the KVUE viewing area. As we go into the overnight period, we'll hold on to cloud coverage, temperatures dropping quickly. We're talking a hard freeze expected for the hill country, a light freeze possible for Austin and east of I-35. Some areas might even hover just above freezing. Now let's talk about what we can expect in regards to wintry precipitation. So we have an upper level disturbance that'll bring some moisture in that will merge with the cooler air that's filtering in tonight, and that's where we'll see the potential for wintry precip. Now notice the models are not as widespread or as heavy with the precipitation this morning. Those are some updates compared to yesterday. So this is 7:30 tomorrow morning. Western portions of the hill country still experiencing a hard freeze and seeing those shades of pink and white. The pink is going to be your freezing rain, maybe some sleet, and then you see just a few flurries scattered in. As we make our way closer to the midday hours, then we can expect it to kind of shift a little bit further to the east. Those shades of pink, like I said, stretching from Georgetown, even a few isolated spots in Bastrop or Giddings, even maybe Austin is fair game. A few flurries will be able to be scattered throughout the area, but I'm not expecting much, if any, accumulation of snow. There could be a light amount of ice that we see get picked up. Notice it pushes out of here by Thursday evening. Clear and cold conditions arrive by Thursday night. Another hard freeze is expected. Notice the ice accumulation on one of the high resolution forecast models. Honestly, not too blown away by this one. In fact, it started to taper off quite a bit, now showing about 1/10 of an inch of an ice glazing for spots west of I-35. Once again, the areas that are going to be most prevalent to seeing this icing and glazing are going to be your highly elevated areas, your ramps, your overpasses and bridges. Now let's take a look at the GFS forecast model. The one I was just showing you was one of our high resolution forecast models. Let's show you one of the long-term ones. Now you can see that it keeps that wintry mix a possibility, but is significantly lower than what we were tracking the past couple of days. It keeps most of the moisture to our south and then clears up by Friday, and we're sitting nice and pretty. As we take a look at the ice accumulation for the GFS, you can see the highest totals are also projected south. It's more for the southern third of the KVUE viewing area, if you will. Okay, so stretching from areas such as Buda to San Marcos, south of Bastrop, Giddings, and LaGrange, keeping the northern half fairly dry. Now let's take a look at the European forecast model. This is showing once again those light flurries and freezing rain on the first half of the day west of I-35. As we go into the afternoon, this now too also wants to show that moisture staying mostly to the south. So this is why we continue to compare these models each and every day, seeing if we can pick up on trends. Now the GFS and the European forecast model kind of in agreement that that moisture staying more to the south. Keep in mind, this contradicts what we're tracking on the high resolution forecast model, which has been pretty consistent for the past several days. So let's see what we can expect from the European model in regards to ice accumulation. Thursday, it is keeping it mostly dry in regards to ice accumulation, mostly out there in Gillespie County, and then making your way just north of the Blanco area. Not seeing much along I-35 or even any east. Your 7-day forecast, this is what we're working with. I'm leaning closer towards the graph model, mostly because that's the one that allows our viewers to be the most prepared. There are models that definitely show more ice and more snow flurries, but you can see on the European and the GFS, two very popular forecast models, that they are trending in the opposite direction of that. So I think the graph model does a great job of preparing our viewers for what could adequately happen. It's not blowing everything out of proportion, but it's also not saying nothing's going to happen at all, okay? I think drivers should be prepared for slick roads. I think that you should be prepared to take alternative routes instead of back roads in case some of that ice were to develop and accumulate on the roads. Because keep in mind, when roads are being treated, the main highways and the main roadways, those are what are going to be treated first, if at all. Okay, so I think you should opt to take that if you have any travel plans, if you're going to be commuting to work tomorrow. I think that needs to be your main goal and your main focus. You're going to want to plan extra time for your commute just to be on the safe side, and then so you can also leave extra space between yourself and other drivers. Notice the cold temperatures arrive tonight. We're expecting a light freeze for Austin, hard freeze for the hill country. We are barely going to cool up or warm up at all on Thursday. We are talking 39 for your afternoon high. Temperatures go back to a hard freeze on Friday morning, Friday afternoon. It's only going to be in the upper 40s, but that is well above freezing, and that's what you want to hear, okay? No moisture is expected for the back half of Friday. No rain chances on Saturday. Sunday, those rain chances are now looking on the slim side, so I've removed them and have instead shifted them to Monday and Tuesday, where we could be tracking another couple of upper level disturbances, but those are coming from the south and southwest. Warmer air, that's rain. We're not talking about ice or snow threat for Monday and Tuesday of next week. Okay, I want to quickly show you the winds. Let's take a look at the wind forecast with all of you right now in real time, just so that we can talk about how breezy it's going to get. And then also I'm going to talk about those feels like temperatures, okay? Because when we factor in the wind chill and we factor in that dry air and those breezy conditions, it can certainly get cold. So let me find the wind forecast model that I was utilizing earlier today. So we're going to take a look at one of the a high resolution forecast model for wind. So this is at 4:30 this afternoon. Notice towards the top of the viewing area we see those shades of red. That's going to be your stronger winds. These are gusts, okay, not sustained winds that I'm showing you. By 6:30 we could see winds intensify around Austin, stretching from Fredericksburg all the way to Giddings. Notice even in Bastrop, we could see 30-mile-per-hour gusts now around 7 o'clock this evening, which is going to be very important for those out there fighting and containing those fires. Notice we hold on to breezy conditions throughout Wednesday night, throughout Thursday afternoon, and then they don't calm down until Thursday night into Friday morning. So you should expect for a blustery and chilly day. That is also crucial if you're going to be out on any roads that have ice, okay? That you need to factor that into your commute as well. Now I want to show you the feels like temperatures. I want to show you some of the coolest feels like temperatures. So you factor in those strong winds, those strong gusts. Now you're taking a look. I'm going to start Thursday morning. This is what you're going to wake up and experiencing. Temperatures that feel like they're in the teens as you make your way to the hill country. It's going to feel like it's in the 20s in Austin. As we jump into Thursday afternoon, it could still feel like it's in the teens for isolated areas of the hill country, and then feel like it's in the mid-20s in Austin. So we are talking some bone-chilling temperatures out here. Even as we go into Thursday evening, I still foresee it being on the pretty breezy side. You're taking a look at Thursday evening, still feeling like it's in the mid to upper 20s, isolated areas feeling like they're in the lower 30s. So what are the main takeaways here? The main takeaways that we want you to know are that forecast models have started trending a little bit lighter on the precipitation. We can prepare and expect a light glazing of ice for some isolated to scattered areas. Snow flurries, completely fair game, but we are not expecting what happened last February to happen tomorrow, you guys, okay? I just want to ease as many fears as I can and make sure that you are staying informed and aware on the latest updates. So once again, I'm going to pull up that winter storm watch. I'm going to hop on over here to the Facebook comments. Want to make sure I'm answering any and all questions. So let's see, I'm going to pull up that Max computer for you. Okay. Good morning, Dee Dee out there in Fredericksburg. Okay, Linda, so I see your question saying you wish we would stick to one map. We don't know our language. Okay, so the reason I show you so many maps is just like we do with news. News stories have multiple different sides, no matter what kind of topic you're talking about. That being said, so does the weather. Weather has various different forecast models that we utilize in order to come up with the forecast that we put on air. I like to show you as many of those sides as possible so you know what we're seeing on our end, and then you can understand why we're making the decisions we make and why the National Weather Service makes the decisions they make in regards to watches, advisories, warnings. So I understand how sometimes it might be a little confusing and it might be a lot, but it's my job to help break it down and make it as interesting and also as easy to understand as possible. So that being said, if you ever have any questions about them, please let me know in the comments. I'm happy to answer them and trying my best to address as many questions and answer as many questions as I can at this time. Veronica, so do we expect icy roads in the city? So right now we've been hearing that the roads are going to be treated just in case. We'll continue to cover updates on which roads have been treated. We heard from TxDOT saying that they're going to focus on Tier 1 and Tier 2 roadways, which are going to be your major highways and such. So that being said, the more that a street gets driven down and driven on, the less likely it is to freeze, at least while the roads are being utilized. Now, since this is going to be starting early in the morning for our western counties and then arriving to Austin around midday, I think it's safe to say that there are some areas that could experience an icy glazing. I also think it's worth noting that whatever is not able to clear out or evaporate or fully melt off the roads by Thursday afternoon, or by Thursday night, I should say, could refreeze again Friday morning. And then also, if it were not to clear up on Friday, could refreeze again a slight little layer for Friday night as well, since we are experiencing several evenings of that freeze. Okay. So this is what we're looking at right now, you guys. Like I said, I'm just scrolling through the Facebook comments, making sure I can address as many questions as possible. Okay, I'm seeing people from all over. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Okay, you guys, we are getting ready to do our midday broadcast on KVUE, so if you want to join us there, we're going to get started in the next 9 minutes, starting at 11 o'clock, so we'd love to see you on KVUE. I'll have an updated look at your forecast. We're also going to have the latest on the Bastrop fire conditions and any and all updates on that front as well. Meteorologist Hunter Williams will be in this evening. He'll also be conducting some streams in order to make sure that you are staying up to date with the most recent information regarding the system. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Please stay safe out there, stay smart, and most importantly, please stay kind, and I'll see you all again on the next one.